fighter. I mean, look at him. He fighting pay-per-view, knocking these dudes out. That don't take away the fact that I can beat this dude. It don't take away from the fact that this dude know he can't beat. Send the contract over, or we send the contract to him. However it go, tell him to fight me. That dude get to feeling himself and feeling like he's something that he's not in. And to the world, he look like a killer, but I can't wait. I'm gonna expose him. I promise you, I'm gonna expose him. I'll be the person that he going there, he not gonna knock out. He not gonna hurt. He gotta go 12 rounds with somebody and somebody gonna be beating him. He ain't gonna like that. That's with his heart. That's gonna with his head. Watch.
No thugs. People can talk that type of shit. No contract or something. I don't pay attention to that.
I answer that.
I gotta get you to answer this. What he said about you.
Yeah, he can't. My opinion. It's my opinion.
Listen, all that sounds good right now, but when the fight is made and the fight about to happen,
Tank is not playing this Murray match.
He know what time
that bell ring.
1 minute you on this side, 1 minute he here. So.
When that bell ring, Tank ain't playing this Murray match.
Kenny Ellis and Calvin Ford strongly dismissed the idea that Shakur Stevenson could control or systematically break down Gervonta Davis, making it clear that they do not believe Davis would allow himself to be pulled into another fighter's strategy.
Does he really think he's not going to get touched?
So, if you don't get touched, I'll never ever train fighters again.
I ain't seen him fight nobody that was a killer already.
And everybody he fought touched him. Everybody he fought.
No, let's really look at it. When you talk about them guys, who did they fight with that next to killer? You get what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying?
I feel what you're saying.
How do you hire Bob Arm too? Because he's not gonna let that happen.
I just don't pay attention to them. When they start fighting, first, of course you're going to want to fight Tank. They know Tank is the best right now. They know it. But goddamn, fight somebody that's up under him.
But that level of confidence also brings certain doubts. Calvin Ford has questioned whether a matchup between Davis and Stevenson is truly worthwhile, even while acknowledging Stevenson's technical skill. He believes Stevenson would likely control the tempo and reduce action, which could prevent the fight from delivering the kind of excitement many fans expect.
Or he's the better boxer.
Yeah.
That's why I always make this. He would make the fight boring just to win.
Right. Yeah, I think you would too.
Dude, I want to put Youngin in that type of situation. You know what I'm saying? If it doesn't make sense. Because fans come to see what? A fight. Let's go look at Shakur's last fight.
Offering a different perspective, Oscar de la Hoya sees Davis as a relentless top-level fighter whose success is built on discipline and dedicated preparation. He believes Davis approaches each fight in excellent condition, which makes him a dangerous presence every time he steps into the ring.
Gervonta Davis is, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that.
That is where the matchup becomes more difficult to predict. Roy Jones Jr. views Davis' movement and ring intelligence as serious problems for any opponent. But he also believes Stevenson would likely control distance and dictate the pace. He expects Davis to take calculated risks in order to get inside, which could make the fight dangerous and highly unpredictable.
To beat Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson is going to be a problem for anybody because of that back foot game. He has an awesome back foot game. And when you got a good back foot game like that and you understand boxing like he understands it, he's going to make it rough for anybody. But, Tank is a different animal too. So, it's a great fight. That's why everybody want to see it. We can't just look at it and say, oh, he's going to win, or he's going to win. No. We already know that Shakur going to stay back. Tank will have to gamble some to do what he wants. And that's going to make it big.
You think Gervonta Davis can knock him out?
That contrast makes the true challenge of this matchup much clearer. Teddy Atlas views Shakur Stevenson as an expert at controlling range, using movement, footwork, and timing to remain just outside danger while landing precise shots with discipline. However, he also questions how effective that approach would be against Gervonta Davis, whose constant pressure ability to cut off the ring and focus on body attacks are designed to gradually break down opponents and limit their mobility.
Do his thing. Controlled range. You come in 6 inches, he goes back 8.5, and he counters, and he controls space in that ring. And he's a ghost. He's a ghost in that ring. He fights that style. He's that pitcher. I talk about on the baseball diamond that disarms you, that takes the bat out of your hands, that hits corners, mixes up the speeds, just doesn't allow you, keeps you off balance, doesn't allow you to get a good swing at him. Could he do that with Tank Davis, who's patient, who's deliberate, who knows how to hunt you down, who knows how to shrink a ring, who knows how to properly apply pressure without leaving himself wide open, who knows how to use a jab to get it, who knows how to go to the body to take some of the legs away, take some of the air out of the tires. That's the fight I would like to see.
That only increases the fascination around this matchup. Greg Hackett sees it as a top-tier battle between two elite fighters who bring very different strengths to the ring. He believes one carries major knockout power, while the other depends on precise technique and sharp timing, making it an evenly matched and highly compelling contest.
Great fight. It's definitely a great fight. Two skilled fighters. One has great power, one has great accuracy, great timing. Great fight. I hope it can happen.
But that perspective begins to change when experience enters the conversation. Terence Crawford views Stevenson as an extremely skilled and disciplined fighter whose style is centered on defense and ring control. He believes Gervonta Davis would struggle to land clean shots in the same way because Stevenson minimizes opportunities and consistently forces opponents to miss.
But Shakur is a different fighter. Shakur is different. People may call him boring. People may say he can't punch. But they say the same thing about Floyd. Because they defensive fighters.
Yeah.
Tank is not going to be able to hit Shakur like he hit everybody else. And he know that. He knows that. That's why he's like, he's boring. He's this, he's that. He's trying to diminish everything that Shakur have done. So it's not marketable, but he can't do that because Shakur is what? Three-weight world champion.
In his analysis of the matchup, Roy Jones Jr. slightly favors Stevenson, pointing to his consistent discipline both in and out of the ring. He believes that reliability gives Stevenson an advantage, while also recognizing that Davis presents a unique level of danger that keeps the result far from certain.
Sure wins it because of his discipline. Was his showed against Jim Kimmer, they stay very disciplined all night. And he's the type of guy, he don't really do a lot of crazy stuff in his life normally. So it's like discipline is a thing that is not only exercised inside the ring, it's exercised also outside the ring. And as we see, sometimes Gervonta has problems with discipline. But we have never seen Shakur have problems with discipline. We've seen him be more disciplined at the right time than we've seen him not have discipline. So with the fight being like it is right now, I would lean towards Shakur because of his discipline, but don't get twisted. If somebody could be me, Tank Davis would be that person because of his intangibles.
That is where the matchup becomes especially interesting. Terence Crawford, using his experience at the highest level, recognizes Davis as a talented and dangerous puncher, but still gives the edge to Stevenson. He believes Stevenson's disciplined defense can neutralize those fight-changing shots and push Davis into situations he is less comfortable handling.
Tank is great for what he do, and I respect Tank in the ring and his skills and his power and his attribute and he's smart.
Yeah.
He's definitely smart. He can box his ass off. And I'm not saying I would pick Shakur just because our differences. I'm telling you as a fighter.
Yeah.
I will pick Shakur because I don't believe Tank will be able to land those big shots on Shakur like he does everybody else.
Right.
Shakur defense is just too tight.
That is why this matchup continues to feel unavoidable. Eddie Hearn has consistently supported Stevenson in a potential fight against Davis, expressing strong belief in Stevenson's abilities at the top level. He sees it as a showdown between two elite fighters in their prime and believes it is a fight that needs to happen.
I think Shakur can beat Tank. We've known it for ages. Like, I have so much confidence of Shakur Stevenson beating Gervonta Davis But they're two of the best lightweights in the world. They're two of the best fighters in America. It's a natural fight.
The discussion shifts into a more technical angle as Mike Tyson describes a potential Stevenson versus Davis fight as a battle that would come down to tactics and pressure. He explains that it would require constant forward aggression and warns that if Davis allows Stevenson time and space to think and reset, then Stevenson could gradually break him down over the course of the fight.
Shakur and Tank, oh God, I don't even. It's gonna be interesting because if Shakur handles this guy like he did Lopez, I'm with it. I'm gonna hell with Shakur, man. If he just handles this guy like he did, I'm the hell with him. Somebody gotta give him a fight though, but you gotta be very sophisticated to know how to fight. This is when I know you lost against Shakur. This is when I know you lost. You see when he does this stuff? Once you start doing this stuff and looking at him, oh, it's over. You got constant action, constant motion again. You gotta be on him constantly. Once you start looking at him and doing that, he ain't dead. He's gonna pick you up.
At the same time, another key strength becomes clear. Oscar De La Hoya points out that Davis has a unique blend of technical skill and a strong willingness to engage directly in exchanges. He believes Davis is not afraid to take risks in close-range situations, trusting his power timing and adaptability to turn dangerous moments into control and ultimately shift the fight in his favor.
Like I said, is very skillful. He's a beast. He knows how to figure you out. But one thing about Tank, which I love, and this is why he's going to be great, because he fights. And when you fight, you're going to get hit. And when you fight, you're going to get hit and you might get knocked out. But that's the beauty about Tank.
That's why
he
they love
fights, and that's why they love him. That's a perfect example.
Right.
Tank Davis is a star.
That is where the fight could shift. Timothy Bradley, drawing from his own experience, believes Stevenson may become overly cautious when pressure is applied, which could reduce his own offensive output. He adds that Davis is likely to capitalize on that situation by moving forward with confidence, especially if he is not being effectively punished for taking those steps inside.
He's not, when you put heat on him, he's so damn defensive that he don't throw punches. There's nothing in return. So you're able to mount an attack on him and let your hands go, and you're not going to receive any counter punches coming back. You know, I think Tank sees that. I think Tank knows that. So as long as those counters don't come, Tank's gonna be in there. You know, as long as he's not willing to risk getting caught, Tank's gonna be in there.
A different perspective emerges as Mike Tyson describes Davis as a rare kind of fighter when he is fully locked in and focused, believing that level of intensity gives him an advantage few opponents can deal with. He still respects Stevenson's technical ability, but ultimately views Davis's natural aggression and fighting spirit as the key factor that could decide the matchup.
He's a great fighter. He's a great fighter. You know, especially when he's serious about it. You know, I don't know if he's as serious as he used to be. But when he was serious, he was a hell of a fighter. Nobody came close. He's the only one I gave a chance against. Shakur and that guy, Keyshawn Davis, they're scary fighters too because they're sophisticated. The other guy's sophisticated than me, but Tank is just force of nature. You know, you just gotta give him the credit. You know, even though he's talking stuff, he's a man.
And that is what pushes the stakes beyond just competition inside the ring. Stevenson, as one of the leading fighters in the division, strongly believes that a clash with Davis is inevitable. He argues that when two top-level fighters exist at the very peak of the sport, it is only a matter of time before they are forced to meet, because staying apart is not realistic unless one of them declines in form.
Kind of bigger than boxing, I guess you could say, because of like the history and like everything that like went on. It's hard to even speak on it just because of the fact that we gotta fight. So at the end of the day,
you feel that's gonna happen?
Yeah, I know it's gonna happen. I mean, I'm the best, he the best. So when you got two guys that's the best, how can you not fight? Only way you could not fight if one of them guys ain't like that and somebody go off to lose or somebody take an L. But I think like with both of us, we both fighters that's really good fighters
and that only increases the tension. Davis downplays Stevenson as his biggest test, questioning his overall influence in the sport. Despite the praise he receives, he claims Stevenson depends too heavily on movement without consistently posing real danger, which in his view could allow Davis to control the action and set the tone of the exchanges without being forced into retreat.
The hardest fight? Nah.
Wow.
Cause he a good boxer. Like that's when I look at y'all two as the best in the division.
How? Show me something that he did spectacular. Show me something that he did outrageous. Show me.
Right.
His power not outrageous.
Okay.
What defense?
You think he got defense?
He just jumped back. You never see him slip no punch. You never see him slip no punch. Go look at it. You see him back up from a lot of people. Back up, move around. He don't got no technique. And his offense is